Hey, game players, GamerDad here. Welcome 2018. I hope everybody had a safe and healthy and fun holiday season. Um, been away for a couple weeks. The holidays will do that to you, family, all that. But I'm back. I made a New Year's resolution to pump out some content and do better and make better videos and all that. And we're gonna start off this new year right now with a deck profile of probably the most competitive deck that I've ever actually profiled for this channel. Excuse me. Again, this is more of a budget build because I just don't have the money to invest. If I was serious and wanting to go to uh, many tournaments or big regionals and stuff like that, then I would definitely need to invest more money. But for locals, for right now, this is a fun deck. I've only played. I put it together, and I ran it, and I did okay. I made my mistakes as I learned to play the deck, but I'm gonna go through the deck profile. It's gonna be the version as is right now that I was running, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to explain. Well, not explain, but show where you can increase the power of the deck as well as the price of the deck. And so anyway, well, I went through let's see, what is it? Metalfoes, which not that big a deal, but I beat Metalfoes, and then I beat a mirror match, and I lost to Spyrals. What a shock! And I can't even remember the other deck. I was 2 for 2. I was 2 and 2. What was the other? I can't even remember what I lost to. I'm making this way later than I should have, but we're gonna get it out anyway. This is Zefra, and a friend of mine, part of my group, he turned me on to it and said you got to try it. So I found a deal on eBay and I got the core and I added a few bits and pieces, and this is what I came up with. So first off, you have Zefrath. He or she, I'm not sure what that is super important. It's a scale of 5, but what you do is you send from your deck to the extra deck a pendulum monster, and it changes its scale. It loads up your extra deck, which used to be awesome when you could just bring them all back, but since the link mechanic kind of slowed everything down, until we get the what is it? The I'm tongue tied. Metalfoes links. I think this week if I play it, I'm going to drop him to 2 because he is searchable. This deck searches. I mean, you almost always get what you need, which is a pretty good thing. But right now he's 3, and all these cards for the most part are super cheap. As you'll see, I'm going to put up the prices that they are right this second, or the day of filming. So you got 3 Zefrath, 3 Zefraniu, Secret of the Yangzing, and he is a level 6. When he's destroyed, you add a Zefra or Yangzing card from your deck to hand. So, super powerful. Also, level 7. Level 6 is pertinent. And then 3 of, and these are mandatory. You have to run these at 3 in a pure build like this. Well, then again, I don't know if you could actually call Zefra a pure build, since it's actually a conglomeration of a bunch of other archetypes. But anyway, Zefra. So we have Zefraxi, Treasure of the Yangzing, Pendulum Scale of 1, and when he's summoned, pendulum summoned or special summoned, you target another card you control, and it becomes a tuner. So he's really good. This is a very extra deck centric, deck. So you do need an extra deck. There's no winning without it. Not since they took away all the pendulum zones. But next we have 2 Ritual Beast Zephyrs, Zefra Wendy and Zefram Pilica. Honestly, she is a lot better than her, because unless you get solemn striked or warninged or something, or something gets negated, your cards are not in the graveyard. So every now and then she pops up, but for the most part, this one lets you add it back from your extra deck to your hand, which can come in very, very handy, since you can't really mass summon from the extra deck anymore. So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna bump her up to 2 and probably take her out. Next, you have Shadal Zefra. This basically bounces a pendulum monster from either side. Not monster, but in a pendulum zone. Bounces back to hand. Level 2, which is pretty good. And you have, let's see, Satellar Knight Zefra Thubin. When he's normal, flip, or pendulum summoned, you pop a card you control and a card your opponent controls. So that can get you out of some sticky situations. Level 4 is usually pretty good. Then Zefraxitin. I don't know who comes up with these names, but it basically Exciton Knight mixed with Satellar Knight mixed with Zefra. Nice. You basically target a pendulum card, monster zone, or pendulum zone you control. If it's a Satellar Knight or a Zefra, which is pretty much every card in this deck, and one set card your opponent controls. And he's 1, he's 7, so that's how you make your scales. And then I was told not to run this guy, but it's basically just a free summon. It's a level 5 summon. If something's destroyed, you destroy by battle a card effect while in Monster Zone or Pendulum Zone. You special summon this card. So I mean, it's a 2,000 attack. It saves you if your opponent destroys a monster. You got nothing left. You could summon him out and stop yourself from getting OTK'd or just killed in general. He's level 7, which is mostly what you do. You ditch him with Zefrath and he becomes level 7. And that's it with the Zefras. And then another card that I was told would be good, and it really was, Pendulum Mucho. It's a level 0 pendulum scale, so it lets you get any other monster ever. If he had another level 1, you could use his pendulum effect, but that's not what you use it for. His monster effect to special summon another level 1, but from the extra deck or from hand. But during the main phase, when you activate this, you target one of your pendulum monsters that is banished or in the graveyard and add it to hand, extra deck face up. So where I was playing metalfoes, I was able to drop him and get one of my important monsters back that was banished. That's pretty good. Then we have 2 red resonators. I wasn't sure I was going to like the resonators, but he came in really handy. You get to Trishula using him. He's got 2 effects. He could special summon another another resonator, level 4 or lower monster from your hand. Or if it's special summon, say you pendulum with him, you target a monster and you gain life equal to its attack. So I mean, he's a level 2 tuner. He's searchable with another card in the deck. And he can special summon out your hand to make a rank 6 or 5 play if you have something in your hand. Or he can increase your life points if you needed to. So, and then we have 2 Armageddon Knights. Basically, you only have 1 target for him, so that's why we're only running 2 and not 3. That I don't have 3, but that's besides the point. And that's for your next deck, next card. You drop him, you ditch Destrudo to your graveyard, pay half your life, and just go from there. Armageddon's your combo starter. Destrudo is your combo maker. And then next we have the Garnet of the deck in Mare. And I lost the Spirals because of that card. I drew him, top decked him twice. 2 out of 3 rounds against Spirals. I was very, very, very unhappy. But you need him for the combos. Basically, what he does is you bring him out, you make 3 tokens, you make Miss Starboy, and then a Synchro, or whatever else you need. Another, maybe a Proxy Dragon, however you want to do it. And then for hand traps, 2 Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre is great. 1 Effect Veiler, because I don't have any other hand traps that I would use, that I can use. And Max C, because Max C is just Max C. That's it with the monsters. There's a lot of them. So I think it's a 43 or 44 card deck. So going with the spells, you have Oracle of Zefra. This is such an amazing card. It's your field spell. You can only activate 1 per turn. But when you synchro using a pendular monster, and you basically take any monster from your deck and put it to the top of your deck. So there's a combo with him and one of your X deck monsters where you use this card, put the card on top, draw a card, and that's your free monster. But it searches any monster in your deck, so your hand traps or anything that you would need. So it's good for stacking. And that's about it. And when you activate it, you search for Zefra. 2 terraformings to search your Oracle of Zefra. And then Zefra Providence, when you activate it, it basically searches any Zefra card. I like to use that, get the field spell, use the field spell to get the monster. You deck thin and you just get everything you need. If I don't already have the field spell, if not, you just get any monster you need. Then, if it's in the graveyard, except the turn that it was sent to the graveyard, if a Zefra monsters would be, or cards, I should say, you control would be destroyed, you could banish it and save it. This is such a good card. And 1 Resonator Call for your 2 Resonators. You could run 3 Resonators, but 2 and 1, why not? I thought about taking it out, but I actually kind of like it because I don't have the less budgety option. 1 Cosmic Cyclone, back row. 2 Scapegoats. I like Scapegoat because it lets you get in. It lets you. It's a 1 card. What is it? Mrs. Radiant and Proxy Dragon, which gives you 3 more options when you're pendulum summoning. So I like it. Just helps open the field up and lets you actually play the deck the way it's supposed to get played. 2 9 Pillars because I don't have a 3rd one. Basically, if a spell or trap, it's a counter trap that when you just, as long as you have a Yang Zing, you destroy the Yang Zing and shuffle the spell trap into your opponent's deck. Really good. I need a 3rd one, but I don't have one. So then we have 2 Zephyr War, also amazing. It's searchable. You basically destroy 1 card you control, 1 card your opponent controls. And if you have 2 Zephyrs in your pendulum zones, you could use this from hand. It's really, really good and really, really searchable. And then you got 2 Zephyr Divine Strikes. Probably get rid of one of these because you really don't want to banish your monsters from the pendulum zone. Sorry, the extra deck zone. So that's that. That rounds out the deck. Again, this is the super budget build. And we'll go through the extra deck and then I'll go through what you can do to make it a little bit more competitive. But so you got 1 Yazi, Evil Yang Zing, level 7, you destroy it. You can't be targeted, so that's good. And if it would be destroyed, you special summon you basically use this to get to your Mare. But Mare has to be in the deck, so if you draw it, it's useless. Much like Garnet and Brilliant Fusion. But he's still a 2600 beater that can't be targeted, which is pretty damn good. That night, managed to get him in ulti. I love ulti rare. Then we have Boxia. It's a level 8. I never actually made it. I'm not sure what it does. No, when you summon him, you shuffle into the deck cards that your opponent controls up to the different attributes of worm type monsters that you control. Where if you're using the Mare, you'd shuffle 1. If you were to make that with Mare, so you'd shuffle 1 different attribute, so 1 card. Ancient Fairy Dragon, it gets you a field spell, gives you some life, destroys your opponent's field spell. Really good. Only made them a handful of times though. Psyframe Lord Omega, because it's Omega. Vermilion Dragon Mech. It's level 9, but it is spot removal at its finest, and it brings you back your tuners. So if you do use your Ghost Ogre, you could banish that to pop a card and then bring back your Ghost Ogre. Or if we weren't doing the budget option, you would use it with Ash Blossom. But I'm Poe. Then we have Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I made this card a lot, usually when I had Mr. Boy on the field. So not only did I banish 3 cards, but it was 3,200 attack. Came in really handy and easy to make when you have the Resonator. If you don't have the Resonator, you really, really have to struggle to find a way to bring it out. So that's why I like the Resonators. I didn't think I would, but I really do like it. Then you have Stardust Charge Warrior. It can attack all of your opponent's special summon monsters that your opponent controls, but it's only got 2,000 attack, so it's really not that big a deal. But mainly you draw it, you summon it, and you draw a card. So then you have Horus. Horus lets you steal a monster. And no, this does not work with a masterpiece that is immune to monster effects. It's confusing, but it does not. Then you have Crystron, Amatrix. It just puts everything into defense position. Not really that good, but can still be pretty good against a non-link deck. That's it with the Synchros. Then you have Constellar Ptolemy M7. Ugly gold rare, but I never made it. Excuse me. Basically, you just returned a monster to hand, so it's just recurring if you need it. And then you have Mrs. Radiant. You have Mr. Boy. Proxy Dragon, Decode Talker, and Topologic Bomber Dragon. This should probably be Beals, but I didn't have it, so no Beals. Anyway, so I looked it up, and the price of this deck right now, as is, the main deck is like $43, and that's just with the mainly because of the Ghost Ogres. They're 12 a piece, and the max C is 7. Take away them, so that's $31, and this is a main deck of $22. Stupid cheap. The extra deck is running about $40, but let's see. If you were going to upgrade this deck, 1 less of him, 1 more of him, an extra 20 cents. They're about actually the same price. You could probably get rid of the Resonator calls and get your and get rid of the Resonators and throw in your Psy-Frame Gear Gammas. They're also level 2, but they summon the Psy-Frame Driver. Unfortunately, they're about $20 to $25 each. So that's $75 on this little budget deck that didn't have to spend. But if I were to upgrade it, I'd go that route, because Frame Gear Gamma is really, really good right now. But again, you still have that Garnet problem with the driver. But I think it summons from hand. I'm not 100% sure on that. Effect Veiler would be Ash Blossom, which is 70. So I mean, you can make this deck stupid expensive. And really, with the amount of recurl, you only need 1. But right now with these 3 cards, this is about $150 that you'd have to put into the deck. And then when you put in the evenly matches, you would want to side them for $150. So that's $300. and you're talking crazy. If you add the Beals, that's another $30. I mean, you can get stupid expensive with this. So like I said, you can cut down 20 cents there, get rid of 1 of him. But I don't know what the metalfoes Electrum is going to be, but it's probably going to be high because everybody's wanting that one. But yeah, this is the Zefra build. It's like I said, it was a lot of fun, and I think I did pretty good considering that was the first time I'd actually played it. So I only had like 1 game to test. So, but other than that, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it, and I will probably look to upgrade it a little bit here and there. I told you what I was going to do. I was going to add the second Wendy and take out a Zefra. But anyway, if you played this, let me know how you like it. And I hope it, if you do decide to play it, remember you can go cheap. You can go real cheap. So anyway, that's that. And I hope y'all have a good time, and like, comment, subscribe if you want. Leave a comment, and that's that. So I'll see y'all later. Keep playing.